Appreciate y'all for checking in
Welcome back.
to the Debatable episode number 27. Shouts out to everybody who's been following the content and commenting. Definitely give us your feedback because it's an open dialogue, a running dialogue that just doesn't stop. And man, yesterday, man, I was inspired because I always hear about the Michael Jackson, him owning masters, right? And him owning the Beatles masters and him owning, half of Sony. I think Denzel even played it. Did you put it on the show?
Which one?
When you played a video for
when
I was sitting across.
Mike Jackson was talking about how he had Sony for half their catalog.
Exactly.
Their entire catalog.
Exactly. So for me, I like to research stuff so that I could talk about it a little bit more in detail. And man, that was crazy, man. So this guy, he actually, man, shouts out to Michael Jackson. Rest in peace to the great Michael Jackson, because according to what I read, check this out. He said that he told Paul McCartney, right? He told Paul McCartney. So Paul McCartney put him on though. He put him on game. He told him where the money was at. He was telling him this again. This Wikipedia. Hey man, this is what it is, man. Do the research, check it out for yourself. But they do get pretty credible sources, for the most part, because it's a open source website, right? So everybody gets to put their little thoughts into it, right? So he was putting Michael Jackson on game to where the money was in the actual music industry, right? And he let him know, he said the money's in publishing. And he started showing him a list of all of the songs that he owned. You follow what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So he was like, you should get into this. So Mike was like, yeah. He was like, shoot, one day I'm gonna own the Beatles. I'm gonna own the Beatles. I'm gonna own the Beatles catalog.
It just felt like he was about to make it. He's trying to give his voice like Mike.
Yeah, I was. And then, and I always be thinking about your man. What's his name? DJ. What's the guy name from Who Kid? Hollywood Stories. You seen that, right? You seen the stories?
No.
You never seen the story with him and Michael Jackson?
Oh yeah. He gives it up on Mike.
Yeah. He said Mike is is definitely hood. Steve Harvey too. Did you ever check out Steve Harvey's?
No.
Yeah, Steve Harvey talks about, was it Steve Harvey? I think it was Steve Harvey. Yeah, how they went and spoke at the church.
Okay.
You follow what I'm talking about? It's a whole. All right, here's the fact that he told Paul McCartney that I'm gonna own the Beatles catalog one day, and he said that's funny. He said something like that. That's a good joke. That's what he said to him. That's a good joke. Guess what happens? Lo and behold, ATV Music. I guess that's the company that owned the publishing for the Beatles, Paul McCartney songs, John Lennon songs, and a plethora of other stuff, and even property like buildings.
Okay.
You follow what I'm talking about? So there was a whole bidding war going on, right, for the masters. So they put in one. I think that the negotiations went on for like almost 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, like by a year and a half, 2 years, the negotiations went on.
That's intense.
Price was at 46 million, and that's because Mike Jackson's team told him that there was a bid at 39.
Okay.
So he told him, he said, yo, there's a bid at 39. So they came at 46 to make sure that they will get ahead and win the bid. So going back and forth. Either way, negotiations failed. They moved $1 million spent just in the negotiation process.
Damn.
Negotiations collapsed.
That's something to learn.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I wonder what 40 million is worth today. So either which way, another bid comes in for 50. So I guess, but the due diligence time, Mike Jackson's team already did all the due diligence on the properties, the songs, the catalog. So they did the due diligence. So the seller was like, look, let me just go ahead and take I think he got Mike up to 47.5 million. Took the money, sold the catalog. Only one Beatles song didn't make it to that catalog because the owner of ATV Music had gave that song to his daughter for her birthday. I don't care. I can't remember the name of the song, but that's when you know. So now, Mike is he's using it in commercials. He's using it in the Moonwalker movie. Remember the Moonwalker movie? Yeah, he used some. Yeah, he used some of their samples and some of their stuff. I think he did like redos and everything. So listen, so like we hear stuff. The reason I wanted to, for me is like I needed to really understand that, what happened. Like, what I'm saying? Is it really, you think he really own half of Sony? Is that a conspiracy? You follow what I'm talking about? Is that real or is that fiction?
Right.
It was real, bro. He owned half. He literally owned all of that publishing. Owned it. Owned it.
So they killed him.
Yeah, they definitely. Come on, man. They definitely killed him 2 times over. 2 times. If you ask me, they killed Michael Jackson 2 times over. Matter of fact, I was on Clubhouse and I saw a group, a room, and the room was like, what does it say? It said conspiracies that you real. And I was about to go and be like, yo, Michael Jackson, but I don't even see that though. Matter of fact, that's not even a conspiracy. I haven't really, other than some other. I don't want to say because again, it's not proven, so I don't want to talk about the other person that also, said that this took place too, right? You know what I'm saying? But either which way, other than that other person, I had never heard nobody say that I don't know. I'm gonna Google it, but I haven't seen nobody online say that he died during the Pepsi commercial. But he definitely died during the Pepsi commercial. Then the fact is, he got his the fact is that because they used the DNA, you follow what I'm talking about? This is my personal opinion, right? They used the DNA from him to create the clone. You still got remnants of the original Mike. So the original Mike wasn't no game either because remember I told you Paul McCartney had went to him, stepped to him for a raise, like for some extra money coming from the royalties. He's like, no, it's business. And this was on an interview with what was it, man? David Letterman. I think Paul McCartney was on David Letterman.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So, man, listen, man. I was like I said, I was inspired because it shows the value of intellectual property. For us in the music space. Obviously, we make our battles are more musical than the average, right?
Right.
And then also for the battle rappers that are making music, man. Like, look what you can actually do with your music. You follow what I'm talking about? Look, like that's an intellectual property. Yeah. Okay, you about to say something?
No,
thank you, my brother.
No, I was letting him know, thank you. But I mean, when it comes to battle rap, like I always say, man, battle rap is for smart people. You know what I mean? So, to be able to compose music in a manner, in a competitive manner, like it's the NBA or baseball or football, is something that's ingenious and we have a hold of it right now. And it's 50 years of hip hop, so that means that you don't know how long this is going to be going for. I'm sure battle rap been going on for 50 years plus, and before you know what I mean. So now that we have a organizing body such as ourselves, the MC War, we're just going to be able to, take it everywhere, and allow this to be income producing activity for everybody, you know what I'm saying, for those that's involved, those that join the association, you know what I'm saying. So, it's a beautiful thing, you know what I mean. Tell a friend, like, subscribe, ring the bell, you know what I'm saying, because this battle that we got coming up, you know what I mean? The date is looking like June, and we got some cats that you guys you guys like, you know what I mean? That, we got some cats that you guys are fans of, just pay attention, tell a friend, you know what I mean? MC Ward's about to do it again.
Mm-hmm. That's a ball. Yeah, man. And matter of fact, that whole piece when he said McCartney explained, okay. McCartney's playing that music publisher was a lucrative part. Okay, so that actually was reported in what's that called? In the LA Times that whole conversation between Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney. I mean, I can't lie, man. I'm still like blown away by that, man. Yeah.
What's dope about what's going on with this conversation is how many people really know that Michael
That's the
the
point.
half
That's the point.
of Sony's catalog. We're talking about thousands of music, bro. Thousands. Not like we're not talking about 100, 200. We're talking about thousands of the companies. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm. That's
So-
exactly my point.
So it's like, to me, it's like, they got them hooked on opium. Like, they did in Asia, like in China, they had these places where you would go and just lay down and be for like days. And that's how he was. He was laid up. The doctor was administering some type of drug.
Right.
And that's the drug that killed him.
Right.
So, I think, they got him addicted to something that he thought that was a benefit or something that it wasn't a problem. And, it ended up killing him. But that doctor was sent to kill him. Because why? He owned half of Sony's catalog.
That's a fact.
So my point is, with that being said, who knows who's in the back scene that's reversing the process of that ownership? Because does it really go to the children? Does it really? Or do they even care? Or do they just want to get paid a couple of dollars and yeah, you can have it back. I don't want it. You know what I mean?
Nah, it's a fact, man. So yeah, man. So getting behind that's our whole thing. We always want to, because again, if you don't have the whole picture, so all they talk about is the kids, like he said. All they talk about is the drugs. They talk about he died, and you hear it. You're like, oh, I heard that he owned, but nah, it's forget about that. I heard, man. It's actual fact. Come on, and then those are pieces of why maybe he died a premature death. So you know what I'm saying. But yeah, so this is the stuff that we want to uncover and talk about, man. But speaking of that, then Tut, you were just talking about the balloon, right? The balloon thing. Yesterday we were just talking about it.
They shot that balloon down, man. And you don't know what's inside that balloon, man.
Right. I'm looking at a photo of it right now.
You don't know what's inside that balloon.
Look at. Can I show that? Look at that right there. You see the smoke, man.
You don't know what's inside that balloon.
What's that just got released, bro?
You don't know what's inside that balloon, man.
Stupid. Like it's like kill yourself. Because that's like, because look, you're dealing with, you're dealing with a people that's violent. Like, so that's a new chess move. Okay, we're just gonna send it out. And as long as nobody don't shoot it or nothing, it should be good. But they're gonna shoot it down. But go ahead, man.
No, I'm saying I agree. Like, they didn't do it. Y'all did.
Right.
Because y'all could have easily, same airplane that flew over there could have easily hooked it and brought it down to the land and to put some scientists to experiment. But nah, let's just shoot that out the sky. Wow. And now all types of whatever is inside there that's let out in the air. You don't know. All I'm saying, that's not the last time we're going to hear about this balloon.
Nah, it definitely ain't. I'm over here looking at Green Comet and Mars will appear side by side next weekend, so that's pretty interesting. Green, you know what I'm saying, Comet. But yeah, we'll see what happens. That's going to be next weekend.
But the thing about it is, why is that so significant? Why is that so deep? Or why is that even a conversation? You see, they talk about space, conveniently, like loosely, like it's all good. But space is like a straight highway of activity. When I say highway is like a very light way of expressing how busy space is, you know what I'm saying? Because it's traffic going there, right? And because of the fact that we don't know a new cycle, meaning since 1970, this particular solar system been gradually moving from one place where it was to another place right now. There's going to be these things. There's things that's in traffic. Case in point, if you go into a park, you decide you want to just, remove all the trees and stuff like that. There's inhabitants that live there. So the day that you want to come and start, removing the trees and cutting the shrubs, you're going to find activity that was there before you got there. So the point is, as the planet is moving closer to the sun, our planet, or the solar system is moving, right? You're gonna have activities as it's going back as it's normal business, and then as it goes through these normal activities, we're picking up a green light shooting by, or asteroids is getting closer, or they're having to play the asteroid. Remember the asteroid game? They're literally playing the asteroid game right now, of these different asteroids that's coming close to the planet. And you just pay attention because we are living in a new day and time. You know, Jesus is an extraterrestrial. God was an extraterrestrial. Extra meaning they were extra. They wasn't from this planet. They came to this planet called Terra, and they utilized.
Well, terra is another word for earth. Terrain.
Terrain.
Just like terrain. Right?
Terrain. So they came to this place called Terra, or terrain, or terrestrial. You know what I mean? From astral, which is another word for space. So just like, you know, just pay attention to what's going on, man. We're back in that age where it's cool to be smart. It's time to wake up out of being stupid. You know what I mean? Just, you know, just being drugged up, just want to go to sleep and just.
Speaking of that, the opioid thing
Time
that
to wake up, man.
you was talking about earlier, these guys right there, boom, they was running the biggest opioid manufacturing facility in U.S. history. These these two white boys right there. Yeah. This on CNN.
So they got
2
caught.
days ago.
They got
Florida.
caught.
They got caught. And they said they tied to thousands of deaths. Yeah, but now it's about monitoring to see how, you know,
They're tied to
thousands, linked to thousands of deaths.
So
Right.
Trump, do they get killed?
Facts.
Trump, do they get the death penalty? Trump.
That's a fact. Well, you know, he ain't in office yet, but yeah, but come on, man. But them guys, they would conveniently get pardoned.
You know what I'm saying? Those guys.
Them guys that conveniently get pardoned.
They conveniently went to
Right.
jail. They were supposed to get shot down when they got
Right.
busted in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
In Florida, they don't play that game. I mean, that's what Zimmerman, you know, did the civilian
Right.
attempt civilian arrest, and killed Trayvon Martin.
Thousands
So
of
these
deaths.
guys are tied to thousands of deaths. Why they even? Come on.
Yeah, man. Interesting. So, I mean, I just brought it up because we was just talking about, you know, one, he's talking about drugs, two, he's talking about the man died of opioids, right?
Yeah.
Michael Jackson.
Michael
So,
Jackson.
you know, this what's going on. So we just gotta be mindful and, you know,
And this is the new wave right now. You have to understand that opioid is also associated to lean. Lean will be an attributed or a liquid form of heroin. You know what I mean? So that's just, you know, it's a situation that keeps you sedated. I mean, like, you know, Little Durk, a lot of different rappers has been addicted to it, had to just step away from it. You know what I'm saying? Because it'll literally stop your heart or just, you know, put you in a bad position. So just let you know, it's time to wake up, man. It's the time to wake up. You know what I mean?
now listen, man. Look at these guys. People watching it down in a balloon. You know how many of them done fought the, you know, whatever that dust, whatever that stuff that was in the air.
That was there.
How many of them inhaled that? But notice this one. She got some glasses on. Oh, she should have had a mask on. You know what I'm talking about? She should have had a mask. I guess the Chinese government responded. I don't know. I'm gonna check it out.
They said it ain't got nothing to do with it.
Possibly. I'm gonna get back with you guys and let y'all know how that went down. I think.
So if that is the case, that's the blame it on China moment.
Yeah, I mean, but that was the whole thing from the beginning. It was supposed to be a Chinese
How
spy
they
balloon.
know it was a Chinese spy?
know,
Who
man.
told them it was? How they
That's
did
red.
they
That's
monitor?
called public diplomacy. Yeah, go ahead. Listen.
Did they monitor it coming from China in space? Did the satellite monitor it hover from China over to America?
I don't know. I just know it just don't sound right. Something ain't right. I don't know. I don't know that much. But yeah, man. It's getting crazy out there. It's definitely about being aware and seeing what's really, really good.
You can't be aware if you're sleeping, man. You can't be aware if you're over here just like on some, you know, on some different stuff, man. It's like when I was growing up, that we were always into what was news. Always like you wanted to know what was good. You want to be on some.
I don't know why it's looking like it's freezing. It's gonna give me perfect time to move that around. But hey, it's still recording though, so it's all good. Unless it says something, we're gonna keep it moving.
Yeah, the screen is stuck over here on our side, so we're not sure. We're just trying
Yeah,
to
I don't know
figure
if
it
y'all
out.
there. Let us know. Shoot us a text. Let us know if it's on or what. So what else? Anything else then said? Those are the two things that I had saw that I thought was really interesting and I thought would be a good points of discussion. And it's still froze. Uh-huh.
I mean, you know what? What I was thinking about, I was going through the stuff earlier, and I was seeing how Jay Z and Khaled got a real serious union. That, like, they talking about, the whole thing with Jay Z and Bacardi, and everybody already predicted that Jay Z's about to win. You know what I'm saying? So that's like really heavy. You know what I mean? Khaled, I'm just looking at the success of Khaled. I'm looking at the success of Joey Crack, um, Fat Joe. I'm just looking at the came back from.
What the heck? I don't know what to do. Stop and start. Stop and start again.